Well, I'm back. Oh man, it seems like winter never was gonna end. Um, Hung around mostly trying to keep warm and had some stuff done to my shoulder. I think I said in my last stream. Um, my shoulder's doing a lot better. That stupid phone. Uh, Excuse me, I gotta turn this off. Wait a minute, what is this? Okay. A friend of mine. They turn this off so it doesn't bother me. Oh, okay. Off. Um, about 3 weeks ago, um, found a model I wanted. Um, and went and picked it up. It's this one right here. Um, Peterbilt Wrecker model. I got it sitting here. Let's see if I can turn this around. Not dumping everything on the floor. This one here. Man, it's been a fight. Um, this model, anything that could go wrong has. Um, I had a piece hanging up to dry. I had it on a clip and I heard ting. I look over and it's gone. I have no idea where it went. Um, then I was putting my rear ends together. This one here. Uh, and there's supposed to be a piece here, and I dropped it right here below my desk. Well, found the axle. Can't find the differential. I've looked everywhere. Um, and it's an AMT. This has got to be an older kit, is what I'm thinking. Um, Pretty much got the bed together, the wrecker bed. This is it here, the wrecker bed. Except for this, I had to use someone's thread because I didn't have anything else to put on there. Um, the vinyl never would have worked. Um, it didn't turn out bad. I made a little boo boo on this gap up in here because what it was is I'd put the end piece on, the back piece here on upside down. And I had to take it apart and I'd already shaved the front of that. Pretty much ground it down and tried to hide it as best I can. So I left that gap in the tail end of that bed. And yesterday, for some reason, on this one, something in my frame, or it was a warp in the frame, or something I did. I don't know. I'll take half the blame on that, but my hood and my cab will not line up. I was messing with it yesterday and wound up breaking off one of my hinges. One piece is right here. That's a piece of my hinge where it goes in the hole. For some reason, I glued it in 4 or 5 days ago and it seemed real weak. I went to put the hood on it, it just snapped right off. That's when I went and got this. I've seen a lot of people use this stuff. It's the super glue squeeze bottle stuff. I've been using tube stuff, and I just it's a mess. I've been also been using the this testers is what I use since I've started building models. Um, I've got like 2 or 3 tubes of that, but you know, it's been a pain. My cab, for some reason, I'm gonna have to build this up because for some reason the cab is not sitting. It's sitting downward in the back. So I'm gonna build that up and then try to pull it up and try to close the gap here with the hood. Um, and if worse comes to worse, it's not a show truck. Nobody will probably ever see it. So I just glue the hinge on the one side, glue the top of the um, underneath underneath here on the hood and glue it down. You know, um, I'm not going to glue the bed down. I've got this sleeper that came off of a Kenworth. I can put on there. Which actually don't look bad, but I've had to build some stuff for it. But I'm gonna have to put a support underneath that cab. That one piece is supposed to be a cab support, but it's not working right. Um, I do it one way, I get a large gap. I do it another way, gap closes up, but then the cab doesn't sit right. So, oh man, it's been a fight. But um, I did manage. About the only thing I did manage yesterday or the day before was to get one of my mud flaps on the back of my record bed. Um, these, yeah, I'm not too crazy about that. I'd rather have the other lights in the back of the cab stick up, the ones like on police cars. Um, like I said, I'm not gluing this down. It's just going to sit on a because maybe at some point I'll get a wild hair and turn this into a logging truck or something. Um, I just wish they would have, you know, given you that option. You know, here it is with the record bed on it. That record bed's on there. It just pops on and off. Um, so it's been a fight. But my back was hurting me so bad yesterday. I was aggravated. I wasn't awake, and I just had to walk away with it from it. Um, so I'm gonna give it a couple days and you know see how I feel about it. Um, like I said, if worse comes to worse, I'll glue the hood down. It's not gonna be a show truck. It's gonna be sitting on a shelf collecting dust like the rest of them I've got over there. And I've got quite a few. I've got. I don't want to make you dizzy. I got these 2 bikes there. We got more models over there. My Kenworth cab over, and on the other side of it, I got my Debbie 900. I've got my funny cars, my 1/16 scale U.S. Marine Corps funny car, my Sherlin Modownie, my van, my Ford pickup, Evil Iron, which the fork skin part on that I've got to fix. I got my Broncos. I've got more over here on the shelves. I bought it Menards. So, but other than that, it's we don't have central heating, but the thing about building models is you don't have central heating, then um, you know it affects paint. If it's too cold, it won't work. Um, I've run into that problem before, so I mainly try to build my models during the spring, summer. You know, during the winter, I won't really build. Um, I've had to paint in here in my room uh, because when I got this, the weather was still sort of crappy. And I got a heater in here that will heat up this whole room. But the only thing about that is the fumes. I got a big workbench over there, and I just got done cleaning all the paint off it, most of it. I still got to do some more cleaning. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing and watching on YouTube and all these guys. I don't know if you can see that. These guys are building models. And so, you know, I've only had, got my bike running. Come to find out, I think I had a dead battery. I didn't take it out like I should have before last winter and put on a trickle charger. The battery sat in the bike all winter, and I went out there to start it, and it wouldn't start. And a buddy of mine helped me out and got me another battery from Walmart. I put it in there, still wasn't firing. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, there's a box in there about so big. It's got two screws for both battery posts and a plug, or I should say fuse and a plug. And what happened was that thing went bad. Apparently got moisture in there or something. It's a starter solenoid box is what I call it. And I changed that out. I had a new one in my toolbox. I completely forgot about. I was just going to change the fuse, see if that did it. Then change my main fuses. And change all that, nothing. Then I changed that starter solenoid. She fired right up. But it got quite a bit of rust on it. I'm not happy about that. Sorry. That's something sticking on the screen. My laptop. Um, and I rode it a couple times. I might have to take a ride tomorrow. Go find some fuel line for the lawnmower. We got a riding mower that I don't know if the factory does it or the people do it. They put a fuel shutoff on the motors, and I don't really use them. Well, this one, the fuel shutoff was leaking. So I took it apart, had the money, went down, got what I thought I needed. Um, it was $3 for the fuel line, or $3 a foot for the fuel line, $2 or $3, something like that. The new shutoff valve, I think that was it, and that was like $28. I couldn't believe it. And some more plastic see-through hose, clear hose. Um, they had running from the carburetor to the fuel line to the filter. Um, and the guy tells me, he says, "Well, it doesn't work. We can't take it back if you open it." You know, I was like, "Well, how do you tell if it's no good if you don't try it?" He said, "Well, you got to eyeball it." And this guy I don't think he could have found his ass with both hands. Pardon my French, but I don't think he could because he was so old. It's like he was slow. He couldn't, you know, think right or, he didn't know anything, you know. Nothing against old people. I'm 61. Nothing against old people. I'm just saying I think he should have been retired. I know the guy's trying to work and make a living, but, if he can't work, don't let him. Um, like me, I have a lot of problems with my back, so I got to be real careful what I do. But yeah, not much going on here. Still trying to get a dual cassette deck for my home stereo system. Um, this one went out on me, and one side still works. The other side that I need for recording does not work. Let me unplug this again. Yeah, the system right here. That's what I need. Dual cassette. This side over here quit. That's my record side. There's a metal springy bar, whatever, um, that had popped out, and I went to try to pop back in. It fell completely out. So I have no idea how it goes in there. It's laying in the bottom of the cassette deck. I mean, in order to fix that, I'd have to move everything off top of it, pull the whole stereo system apart, pull the dual cassette out, pull the top off, or turn it upside down. Maybe it'll fall out. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it, but I had a guy here in town, had one. He's selling an old vintage one. I'm pretty familiar with. $20. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, man. I'll be there at 2 o'clock. This was last Thursday or Friday, you know, and okay, yeah, hey, I text him. Yeah, I'll be here. No problem. Gave him the address. I said it's so and so house on the right. He come down the road. He's like 10 minutes from me. All right, I'll be there too. Okay, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. You guy never showed up. Never text nothing. No courtesy, text, call, nothing. If his car broke down or his house car, whatever, something like that, yeah, I understand. But just to leave somebody hanging, no. Mm-mm. So hey, if you're out there, good luck to you selling that thing. You know. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been doing my model, trying to make it look as nice as I can. I don't have a lot of room for a lot more big ones. I still wanted to get that green elephant funny car, but they came and went like the wind. They were gone in a heartbeat. People snatch him up faster than free cookies. Um, you know, so um, stop my remote off. Um, and I was just looking at this one place online, and a lot of their stuff is out of stock. Um, I was looking at 69 Novas, or 60 something Novas and 69 Camaros. And went to the post and, out of stock. Out of stock. Come on. And some of these places are cheaper than Amazon. Some things Amazon cheaper than they are. I saw, that's my tape flopping around. I forget which one it was. But the model I was looking at, both places had it, them and Amazon. I think one was cheaper than the other one. I don't remember which one. But, so I've not even been to sleep yet, really. I'm tired. Trying to stay awake so I don't sleep now and then stay up all night tonight. But tomorrow I've got to go get them clamps and maybe some more hose if I can find it. Get the lawnmower fixed. Get some more mowing done. It's an old RG 78 John Deere mower. It's not the big ones with the big hoods and front end motor and stuff. It's a rear engine mower, one of the old ones. And this thing's hard to steer. It's tough. That steering's tight on that thing. It'll give you a workout, I'm telling you. But yeah, so just sitting there messing around. But I think that's about it for now. So y'all be good to each other and take care and God bless.